and welcome again to Master Bridge. This is an individual tournament with 8 expert players pitting their wits against each other for £8,000 in prize money. We now have 3 joint leaders, Rixi Markus, Martin Hoffman and Jeremy Flint with 19 points. Then come Irving Rose, Robert Sheehan, Jane Priday and Omar Sharif with 15. And still in contention, though 4 points adrift, is Zia Mahmood. As ever, Sammy Kehela from Canada is with me to analyse the bidding and play of the hands. Sammy, we have a new line-up of partnerships in this session.
Yes, Nicola. The extra interest is that Rixi Markus is playing against her 2 main rivals, directly against Martin Hoffman in the same room and indirectly against Jeremy Flint, since they will be holding the same cards and the results will be compared.
That said, let's go straight to our first board.
On this hand, neither side is vulnerable. The dealer is North, Zia Mahmood, playing with Jeremy Flint, against Irving Rose East and Robert Sheehan West.
Pass.
1 club.
1 spade. Pass. 2 spade.
I notice West didn't have the values to bid 2 diamonds.
Double.
Pass.
East had a difficult bid over 2 spades.
But I think this double is more showing points than actually saying they are going down in 2 spades,
Yes.
partner. He's
4
inviting...
diamonds.
Yes, he's inviting his partner to bid. He's suggesting support for all the suits. Or is he? West certainly seems to think so because he has leaped to 4 diamonds.
Can Omar go back? Can Irving go back to 3 diamonds
Yes.
now?
Or perhaps 3 spades. If they're playing that to ask for a spade stopper, he might have been able to bid 3 spades, requesting his partner to bid 3 no trump with a spade stopper. But here they are in 4 diamonds.
Queen of spades.
Now, what is the right percentage play on that diamond suit, I wonder, Sheehan is thinking to himself. Should he take 2 finesses, or should he play the ace first and then play a second one later? Or should he play one to the queen?
Ace of spades.
I'm sure it's right to run the 8 round here, Sammy. Must give you all your options. He's certainly not going to play the ace of diamonds on the first round. That's out.
No.
10.
Jacob.
Well, he's decided to take 2 finesses. Certainly safe, as the cards lie. There's not really very much North-South can do. The fate of the contract is not in their hands. It is on what Sheehan decides to do on the second round of diamonds. Yeah.
8, 7, 9, 3.
Sheehan has decided on taking the second diamond finesse, and now he's home for 10 tricks. He can make 11 if somebody happens to have the queen jack and 1 heart. He can rough out the third round of hearts, and the queen jack drops in 3. Then he has a discard available on the 10 of hearts. In the meantime, it costs nothing to play out a few trumps. To cause the
Just in
opponents.
case one hand has the hearts, even queen jack to 4 and 3 clubs,
Yes.
there could be a problem. Mind you, they've got lots of spades they can chuck away.
More torment.
Queen of clubs.
Small club.
Queen of clubs is an intelligent discard, telling his partner that he's got the queen jack 10 and that it's safe to discard clubs if he should feel like it.
Too right.
Yes, well,
seven of clubs. Five.
Declare concedes 2 club tricks, and he makes 10
Yeah,
tricks.
correct.
Only a heart.
Irving can't be feeling very pleased with that result. 4 diamonds is only worth 130, 80 for the trick score and 50 for the part score. He must regret missing the obvious 3-no trump contract, which certainly looks like a make.
You can't really blame Robert or Irving for not getting to 3-no trumps. The opposition bidding made life difficult for them. Irving doubled 2 spades in the hope of finding his partner at home in hearts. As it turned out, it would have been better if he'd bid 2-no trumps. So now over to the other table to see what Martin and Jane can make of the hand.
Martin and Jane sitting west and east against Rixi and Omar north-south. Remember, neither side is vulnerable.
Pass. 1 club.
Pass. 1 diamond.
Pass. 1 heart.
Pass. 2 diamonds.
Pass.
Well, Jane is worth 2-no trump on values, but she doesn't have a very good fit for her partner's suit.
I think she'll still bid 2-no trumps, and it will be Martin's problem whether to raise to 3.
Yes.
His diamonds are quite respectable in the light of the bidding. It could have been Queen Jack 10 to 6, say, and a king or something. His diamonds don't need much to fill them from Jane.
2-no trump.
Well, you're right, Nicola.
I think Martin will bid 3-no trumps now.
Certainly he'd like to be 3-no trump's partner as the king of diamonds.
Pass.
Well, I didn't foresee that possible ending to the contract. On a hand like that, one either should, I think, bid 3 diamonds and give up on game, or bid 3-no trump.
Have a stab.
Yes.
Absolutely right. Partner either has a fitting diamond on her or he hasn't.
Yes. Either the diamond suit is going to come in or it's not. If it's coming in, you'll make 3-no trump. If it's not coming in, you're unlikely to make 2.
I don't know. She might play in 2-no trumps for the clubs to be 3-2. Doesn't that give her enough tricks, Sammy? You're going to play it differently from the way you would in 3.
No? Is Emma down? Okay. We have no arrangements, but I expect it. I think it's a normal lead, Jane.
In fact, in 2-no trumps, it looks almost automatic to play on clubs.
If she does go for the club suit, I think she's inevitably down, because the maximum she can take is 2 spades and 2 hearts and 2 diamonds.
So conceivably, it's a
And
hand
the
where
club.
the part score will fail and game,
Might succeed.
yes.
6.
Sorry, 2 clubs, king of clubs.
Three. Queen of clubs.
Now, see, something interesting has happened here. She has led a club, South has won the king,
2 of spades.
North Rixi Markus has dropped the queen. Now Jane knows that the clubs aren't breaking, because why would North play the queen of clubs? Unless it shows Queen Jack 10 to some number.
I'm not convinced. People fool around here with honor cards just to make it more difficult.
She seems to have disregarded the speed of South's king of clubs and has played the ace. Now she's gotten the bad news. She has only 1 chance left to make the contract now. She has to find 3 diamond tricks before the opponents can get in.
Yes, I think she's doomed now,
Yes.
because I think she's in fact set up enough winners to defeat herself. She's now going to lose 3 spades and 3 clubs and a diamond.
4 clubs.
Well, Declare has decided to go quietly. I think she's led a club, trying to minimize the loss. not let back. Notice let back a heart here, has she?
And not cashed all her tricks.
Yeah, that's
That's
curious.
strange because they had the tricks to beat it. 3 spades and 3 clubs.
Well, she's got another chance now.
Whoops.
She has another chance now. She's coming in with her club.
I can't understand why North led back the heart.
Well, now she's cashing out.
Well, now does South get squeezed, Sammy?
South did discard a spade on the 4th club. So now the clerk can, in fact,
Make the contract.
make the contract by...
It's
Take-
really a bit of
I
ping
think-
pong, isn't
yes.
it?
It's not clear why Rixi returned a heart. It's not clear why Omar discarded a spade. However,
It's not always easy to see through the backs of the cards. Rixi obviously thought Omar had only 4 spades. But if Omar had 4 spades, Jane might have ducked the first spade with ace king and 1 instead of ace king alone.
Yes.
That's something that perhaps she should have worked out.
let's just look at that rather lucky let-off for Jane Priday. At the point that Rixi won the 10 of clubs, we can see that the defense had 4 more tricks to take, which would defeat the contract. Rixi was obviously not sure that her partner had 5 spades, and tried to establish the setting trick in hearts. Unfortunately, this had the effect of making life difficult for Omar.
I think that must go down as a mistake. Martin and Jane were lucky to tie a board they could have won. 2 no trump scores 70, plus a part score bonus of 50, 120 points, as against 130 for the 4 diamonds that Sheehan and Rose made. Remember, a difference of 10 doesn't count. Now for the next hand.
The dealer is South, Omar Sharif, playing with the volatile Rixi Markus against Jane Priday East and Martin Hoffman West.
2 no trumps.
Aha.
Pass.
Now, if they have a mechanism to investigate a minor suit contract, they might still reach it. But I think Rixi will just count her points and
Shut
up
her
and-
eyes.
Yes, and bid 6.
Yes. These hands are a bit imponderable if you haven't got a very scientific method of discovering partners' distribution.
6 no trump.
Yes.
Well done, Rixi.
The commercial bid.
Pass.
Pass. Pass.
It's a question of whether Omar can navigate his way successfully around the bad breaks in the minor suits.
Well, he's very good in the desert. Perhaps he's good on water too.
Martin's lead has not given anything away. I guess he's going to have to win it and test the diamonds first to see if, what happens there.
Because
Because
it's home and dry,
yes,
as you said.
yes.
The diamonds are
If
a
the diamonds
3-2.
break, then it's a question of the king of club finesse, the club finesse for an over trick. But I think something tells him that he has not traveled all the way from Paris to claim 12 tricks on this hand,
Initially from...
or even points further.
He must be pleased with his contract. Sammy.
Yes, the contract is eminently reasonable.
3 of clubs.
He has led a club now.
2.
4 of clubs.
Yes.
surprising start, but I think he's going to do well.
No, I think he's playing it jolly well.
Yes. Most of us would have attacked diamonds first and then gone
Well,
back to clubs.
He's home now, isn't
He's
he?
home. All he has
He's
to do
played
is...
it jolly well.
Yes. He can now concede a diamond trick to the hand that has not
To the
got...
non-danger hand.
that does not contain a club winner.
He's played it jolly well.
Yes.
5.
A self-congratulatory cough.
3 of them.
Well, Rixi said he was very good at these
Yes.
problem hands at the beginning of the tournament.
As Omar is making claiming motions.
Makes
He's conceding a trick to the diamond. Very well played. If he had been careless and tested the diamonds and then taken a straight club finesse, he would have been defeated.
The elegance of Omar's play is well shown there. If he goes up with the king of clubs on the second round, Omar then has his 12 tricks. 3 clubs, 3 diamonds, 2 hearts and 4 spades. If West were able to beat the queen of clubs, that would mean a 3-2 club distribution and again 12 tricks. If West has 4 clubs to the king, Omar must hope for the diamonds to break, or for West also to be guarding the diamonds. In that case, he'll be squeezed. Now let's see if Jeremy can do as well.
East and West are vulnerable. The dealer is South, Jeremy Flint, playing with Zia Mahmood against Irving Rose East and Robert Sheehan West.
2 no trumps. Pass.
Well, he's wondering what to do. I suppose he's worried about the texture of his diamonds.
Yes.
For starters, just to start introducing them in a potential slam. King 8 to 5 is not a very strong holding. All his points seem to be outside his main suit.
3 club.
Aha.
Pass.
3 spade.
3 clubs is Stayman and
Pass.
asking for major suits. Jeremy confesses that he has 4 cards in spades. I don't know if Zia is any better off knowing that.
He'd rather hear 3 diamonds, probably, if that was Stayman. So if his partner hasn't got a 4-card major, he knows that they have a fit in a minor.
Yes.
Well, he's none the wiser now.
Well, I think he can probably risk 4 diamonds to see if his partner can
Well,
support
I
diamonds.
still think he's worried about the
texture, do you?
the texture of the diamond suit, yes.
Well, 7 diamonds is a contract that on the combined cards depends on the 3-2 diamond break and a club
6
finish.
no trumps.
Aha.
Yes. He stopped footling around.
He skirmished for a bit, but in the end, he discovered,
Pass.
he said to himself that there's no way he could really identify all the key cards that he needed to find in his partner's hand to make 7 a viable contract.
So he's made a practical
So he's
build.
made a practical bid, and like most rubber bridge players, he's a practical player. We will now see if Jeremy's technique is equal to the task. What are you betting, Nicola?
I think he'll
You're
make this
betting right, are
contract,
you?
Yes.
Anything said about the 10?
No.
Flint is asking if there's any significance to the opening lead of the 10 of hearts, but I don't think really he cares. He's just stalling for time.
He knows full well that if the diamonds are 3 and 2, he's home, isn't he?
Yes.
So he's working on the assumption that they're not.
So they're 4 and 1 and wondering what he can do about it.
I wish we could take an X-ray of his head and see how his mind's working.
Well, he's apparently come to some sort of decision.
I think the play will be
I think
quite
he played diamonds
swift.
before clubs, I think.
Yes.
Yes, I
To
thought he
test
might play
them.
diamonds first.
10 times.
He can afford the queen. Go
He
on
can
to
afford the
Sammy.
queen, yes.
And then
And then he'll have to abandon the suit and go back to clubs and play them in the way that Omar did. Low to the ace and the low one back.
Queen.
he's just checking out.
4 pounds.
Not unexpectedly, Irving shows out. Now, he can afford to play a club to the ace and a club down.
Yes.
If the clubs are 3-2, he's home anyway.
Ace.
2 clubs.
And they're 4-1,
More club.
then he's
9
home
clubs.
unless West has 4 clubs. Yes, so he's done exactly the same thing as a declare in the other room, except that he played the minor suits in a different order. And now he is conceding a diamond to West, Sheehan, and who does not have the king of clubs. So he has made 4 spades, 2 hearts, 4 diamonds and 2 clubs, the same 12 tricks that Sharif made in the other room. 990 points to Zia and Flint,
The long diamond.
and each of the 8 players scores 1 point for a tie
Yes,
board.
well played.
And that's the first time in the tournament that a session has seen 2 tied boards, leaving the positions in the competition unchanged. Rixi, Jeremy and Martin on 21 points, Omar, Jane, Irving and Robert on 17 points, and Zia on 13.
Omar and Jeremy, you both bid and made 6 no trump in fine style on that last hand. Whose line of play do you think was slightly better, Omar?
Possibly Jeremy's, I think, because I suppose that if you find 4 diamonds on your right-hand side, proper play would be to finesse the club king, I should think. There's no other reason to play the diamonds first unless you meant to do that. If you found 4 diamonds on your right-hand side, to finesse the club king.
Yes, well, it's one of these hands that's deceptively simple, because everything looks absolutely marvelous as soon as the dummy goes down. Unless the diamonds fail to break, you're home, and even then, provided the clubs break, you're home. And it's a question of trying to combine these 2 adverse circumstances. There's a sort of slight trap that you cash 1 high diamond, cash the ace of clubs, then come back to the queen of diamonds. And now, depending on which side shows out, it appears you can negotiate it both ways, but you can't quite.
Jeremy, you played a lot of bridge in America earlier in your career. Do you find a difference in style in the game between the 2 countries?
Yes, I would say almost as great as the difference between baseball and cricket.
I see. Omar, where did you learn your bridge? I mean, it's a strange hobby for an actor.
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, it's the fact that that I was a film actor that made me learn the bridge, strangely enough, because I found that being on a film set was very boring, contrary to what people may think. There's a lot of time wasted while people are preparing the cameras and the lights and all that, and I didn't know how to employ that time without being bored. So I picked up an old dusty book that seemed not interesting enough that it would take my mind off my part or my character, the character I was playing. And it happened to be a bridge book, and I became fascinated, and from then on I became a bridge addict. I suppose if it had been a book about gardening, I would have been a great gardener or something. But it happened to be bridge.
Well, thank you very much, Jeremy and Omar.
And we'll all be back for the next edition of Master Bridge. So goodbye until then.